what kind of special holiday are you looking forward to? The one where you pack the brood into the minivan, sit through bumper-to-bumper traffic for hours, and then spend dinner and dessert dodging potential arguments with relatives? That's fine. Or the one where dozens of extended family members invade your home to attack the food that you've been preparing for a week? Well, for a lot of us, the holidays are the most stressful time of the year, but family therapist Bonnie Eaker Weil is here to make sure that this holiday with the family is a happy one. Thank you, Bonnie, and not a moment too soon. Welcome. I mean, we all have situations that are stressful. Mine is, my husband's Jewish and I'm Catholic, and so we celebrate everything, which means we have a Hanukkah party, we have a Christmas party, now we're having a New Year's party, and he arranges them all, but I have to do them, and it's very stressful.
Well, why do you have to do them? Are you saying no?
What we say, just say no.
Absolutely.
No, but you can't say, I don't want to say no.
Yes, well, either that or give him cooking lessons.
Do you think we shouldn't have all the parties?
Well, I think you should have what we call a bulletproof vest, little discussion that I do with people, and you have to sit him down and say, don't get angry, but I have to talk to you about, I'm taking on too much. You've got to help me. And then if that doesn't work, then you have to go distant, which means you don't show up for the holidays, and he's going to help you eventually.
Well, he helps. I mean, he pours the drinks.
No,
he does more than that.
He's like, my husband fell asleep Thanksgiving. He was just laying on the couch for 2 hours, and everybody was asking, where is he? He was exhausted. But I did most of the work.
So you decided beforehand, you say, we're going to divvy this up or no deal.
Right, exactly. You've got to be firm, but loving. You can be real.
Can you do that, Meredith?
I'll think about it.
Star and I had already had this whole thing with her saying, can't you say no? And, you know, so... Okay, but that's a whole other subject.
It is a whole other subject.
Okay. Anyway, you have a list of why people stress, and then later on I hope we can get to what you do instead, you know, what you do to make up for it. And your lists are, I can understand these, expectations too high.
Absolutely. It's like a honeymoon. You know, when you go home when you're a little kid, you remember how wonderful everything was. Everything tasted so good because you're optimistic when you're a little kid.
Okay, control issues.
The second cousin to control is perfectionism. Everybody wants to control everything. So let them control. You have the control if you allow it.
Okay. And then the pressure to always be happy, you got to be wonderful, I understand that.
Right.
You turn to childhood roles.
Yes. Like if you fought with your brother, you're going to fight with your brother during the holiday.
Issue every time.
That's your issue?
I don't mean to, but every single time I go home for the holidays, we fight over the stupidest things.
You and your brothers?
Me and my siblings, my brother and my sister, over something silly, like, you know, who ate the last orange or something stupid like that. And then we go back to our own homes and we talk on the phone the next week and we're like, oh, sorry, you know, we act like 5-year-olds again.
You know what you have to do?
They're 35 years old and we still act like that.
Because you're acting like when you were kids, so just predict it and prevent it. What you should do is have like plum pudding exercises and contests and tree trimming. You know, take your sibling rivalry and actually channel it so that you're competing against each other for something that's good rather than fighting over silly things.
Okay, and then I'll get to Star's question, because as you're sitting here, I can tell by your... But too much togetherness
and
also is no good. Yeah, and the
right.
fact that you're meeting relatives and people you haven't seen in 5 years, and you got to be huggy kissy.
My mother always says, oh, Starlet, you know Miss Joan. She used to live next door to us when you were 7. I don't know this woman. I haven't seen her, and everybody wants to be, oh, you know Miss Joan. No, I don't know Miss Joan, okay?
And they start doing this little thing, they start pinching your cheek.
And you want to slug them, but you know the one thing that I've learned to do is leave my little set schedule here in New York when I go to visit with my family. The things I normally would do with the long bath or the whatever little crap I'm going through, I leave it here. And I go along with what they're doing.
That's it. That's excellent.
And it's so much easier. I don't fight with my mother. It just works.
And don't stay too long.
And I'm out of there, baby.
But that's great, except you have to have the balance. I don't hear any time for you. You have to balance it out with not just, you know, giving everybody else control, but taking time for yourself.
So to have a happy holiday, you just named one of them. Your tips are take time for yourself, discuss the ground rules set going in, which is what you said to me.
Right.
Keep your sense of humor, a must. Validate each family member.
That means walking in the other person's shoes. Don't think of yourself. Think of the other person first. When you're speaking, then tell your needs. It works like a charm. It's like politicians do.
A lot of work here. And the goal, love and connection.
Yes, that's really what it's about. It's about bonding and love and connection. There's a magic in connecting. That's really what the holidays
Now,
are.
you've heard this, Meredith. Are you going to do any of this?
I'm going to try. It's very hard. It's very hard. I respect you, Bonnie, but all this stuff, when you're actually in the moment, it's very hard to remember, and I have a feeling we'll have 3 parties.
But you can't try. Trying is lying. You have to do it.
No, I promise, and you're invited. Thank you, Bonnie.